Are you ready, kids?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, okay, well, let's get into it.
Okay, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, everybody, how you doing?
It's the BBB, we're back.
We are back, and we've got a hell of an episode.
What is on the cards today, Jack?
Well, Shay, it's a cartoon episode.
Who doesn't love cartoons?
Cartoons from our childhood. Cartoons from a couple of weeks ago.
Cartoons from today.
Cartoons from today.
That's right, we're talking about Codename Kids Next Door.
Hey, huge show that I never watched until today.
Yeah, just trying to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into when you're hanging out with me.
It's a reference-filled time. Sometimes I get the references. Most of the time I do, but sometimes I don't. Like Codenames. Shay, while we're talking about cartoons and all that kind of thing,
yeah.
When you think about cartoons, when you think about the magic that it brings to your life, what's something that jumps to your mind?
What cartoon or how I feel as a human being? Because I feel like a feminist.
That's too deep for this podcast.
Ah,
Shay.
damn it.
I want to talk about fun things like cartoons.
Okay, fine. We'll talk about fun. We'll have fun today. Because today, it's all about positivity. There is no people suck and there is no grind my gears.
No.
So, to rehash your question, what I think of when I think of cartoons, I think of fun. I think of excitement. I think of childhood happiness. I think of smiling. I think of coming home from school, making sure you got home like 20 minutes after the bell rang so you didn't miss that first after-school cartoon show. I go to Nan's just to watch after-school shows.
I'm waking up in the morning before school. I'm watching Toasted TV.
Oh, thank God you mentioned Toasted TV. I was just going to chime in under you. I was like, Toasted TV.
And if you were a little bit older, like I was, it was originally Cheese TV before it turned it into Toasted TV. I'm an old man.
You are an old man, because I've never heard of that before I met you.
I used to watch things like Looney Tunes.
Oh!
And Flintstones. That was my cartoons.
Oh, wow. They didn't even have cameras and stuff back then.
They didn't.
How'd they film it?
They was all hand-drawn.
Oh,
Probably
wow.
not be familiar with that young whippersnapper.
I'm not. Hand-drawn, don't know about it.
Never heard of it.
All I know is, like...
Pixar.
Yeah, that company that does movies.
Studio Ghibli.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a cartoon.
That's anime, not animation.
Next week.
In our world. Really fun episode today. There's lots of cartoons to talk about. There's 5 sauce to talk about again. Our 5 seconds of song we'll do at the end of the episode. And there's just a lot to cover. I mean, we had Nickelodeon All Star Brawl Fighters come out this week, which is a Nickelodeon fighter game exactly like Super Smash Bros. And we did a video about that where we thought of all these different characters might be in the game, and we are big fans of the cartoon universe, especially Nickelodeon has a lot of cartoons from our childhood.
A lot of iconic characters such as Spongebob, such as Patrick, or the Pudmeister.
Yeah, the Pudmeister, many people should know him as.
Sandy Cheeks, iconic.
Squidward Tentacles.
Not
Mr.
in
the
the
Crab. I say these people that I started listing aren't in the game.
Not in the game, but famous from the show SpongeBob. Let's just quickly chat about SpongeBob. I think
everyone knows SpongeBob. If you don't, do yourself a favour and watch it.
Watch the first 6 seasons. Have fun with
that. Yeah. Learn about the Krabby Patty formula. Learn about Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Learn
about how to blow a bubble.
Learn about how to have a bubble buddy and how to have a campfire song.
Yeah. Let's gather around the campfire.
An iconic show with so many jokes and so many iconic moments, and a fantastic film as well.
Which one?
The original, the one with David Hasselhoff.
Good.
He shoots SpongeBob and Patrick out of his pecs. That's hashtag my SpongeBob.
That is our SpongeBob. No, I agree. Everyone should know SpongeBob at this point. He's famous. Tom Kenny, beautiful, wonderful voice actor.
Yes.
Very hard to mimic the Sponge's voice.
Very hard to mimic the Sponge's
We have
voice.
attempted, and we are not the best at versed in it.
No, we are not. Patrick, we got.
Patrick, yeah, everyone can do the Pudmeister.
Everyone can do Mr. Pud. But yeah, iconic show. So many, very much a show of the childhood. That after-school show, you'd rock up home and SpongeBob would be on.
Well, the thing about Nickelodeon was that it cashed in on SpongeBob way too much. It was like, this is our golden goose. Let's butcher it. I think if there wasn't a show on TV, it was SpongeBob. It'd go like, you get watch Avatar, you'd watch Danny Phantom, you'd be like Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron, and you could always rely on the fact they'll probably chuck on that 5-minute, 10-minute episode of SpongeBob in between those just to fill air. They're like, oh man, our schedule only goes for 45 minutes and we've got this many minutes of ads. Let's chuck on a 5-minute episode special of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob was kind of the ads for Nickelodeon as well.
Yeah,
sort of we need to fill some time. There was all-day marathons, I remember, of just SpongeBob all day kind of thing, because they just had that much SpongeBob content. And I'm sure Tom Kenny is a very rich man. I'm sure he's very,
Oh,
Very
he will
happy.
never run out of money because Nickelodeon will air SpongeBob till the day it dies.
Yeah.
It's actually a big gripe with Nickelodeon, all studios like Disney and Cartoon Network, is they still get slack for the fact that they'll rerun shows, but they'll cancel them before like they're finished. And Nickelodeon are really bad with like Angry Beavers, Danny Phantom, those kind of ones that they pulled the plug on before they were like actually finished, and then they were like, so you won't let us make any more episodes, but you'll rerun our show for the next 5-6 years. And still be like, oh yeah, everyone, I know we didn't finish off the series, but you love it.
You love it.
You love to watch it.
You love those first 2 seasons of Invader Zim.
Yeah, and in season 2 they were like, let's only give them like 7 episodes.
That's all they need. That's all an alien needs.
And then we'll be like Nickelodeon again and not finish our shows like Invader Zim and Rocko's Modern Life. So we'll get Netflix to partner with us, and we'll make the movie of this show like 20 years later with the actual ending. Like Rocko's Modern Life ends with them going to space and getting stuck in space. The movie starts with them just returning back. They're like, oh, we've just been in space this whole time.
What an adventure we had.
Yeah. Oh, the world's changed. An iPhone? What?
How?
And then they just get into the rest of the movie.
And just like with Zim, he was just on the toilet the whole time.
We did just watch the Invader Zim movie last night. You're not very versed in the terrifyingness that is Invader Zim.
No, got the box set though.
Got the box set today.
Yeah.
Watched the movie on Netflix last night. Played him in the new Nick Brawl game.
I'm a fan, what can I say?
You're a Zim fan, and I'm a Dib fan.
Zim fan, Dib fan, and we're both Gur fans.
Yeah. I'm a big Gaz fan.
Gaz?
Gaz, it's Dib's sister.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the sourest puss of the bunch. Speaking of scary shows, Zim was the animation was quite terrifying. Hard to watch sometimes, very gory or like eerie scenes.
Kind of disgusting,
Kind of-
human looking.
Yeah, kind of disgusting. Any other shows in the vein of scary animation?
Or I don't even want to talk about it.
Really?
Because it's still...
Too spoopy.
Sorry, let's do that again. It's just
Too spoopy.
Something like Grizzly Tales.
Oh, okay, but the mere mention still shakes my skin. It shakes it.
It shakes it. Shivers me timbers, some would say.
There's always those episodes of shows like and again, like with any show, still to this day, I hope, or like even the Simpsons and a Family Guy and Bob's Burgers, they have the critical episodes where they'll have a Christmas episode,
Yes.
and they'll have a Halloween episode fitting into every single season, Nelly. And then you go back to like all these old animation shows, you get to like Christmas season, and you'd flick on Nickelodeon and you'd be like, oh, tune in because don't want to miss the Fairly Odd Parents Christmas special. There was always the scary episode of shows. Avatar, we've got the blood-bending episode. Terrifying. There's people trapped under a mountain that she's bending their blood.
What's she doing down there?
What's she doing down there, little old lady?
Get out there, old lady, or this mountain will crush you. Stop being a scary witchy poo and just be a nice old lady with cookies or something.
Yeah. Why can't you be like that, old lady?
Yeah. Quick little question on that, Shay. If you were to be in the world of Avatar, what bending skill would you want? It's an age-old question.
Age-old question, but it's quite an easy one for me and you. We're both going to be earthbenders.
We're earthbenders. I want to throw
Earthbenders,
some
baby.
rocks around. I want a metal bend.
Yeah, maybe I want a lava bend.
Ooh.
Ooh, I know. It's still a rock.
Yeah, I mean lava bending. Great.
Yeah, no, earthbending is probably the strongest one. So there are the 4 elements in Avatar. There is firebending, waterbending, airbending, and earthbending. And something that it's a bit of a throwaway line in Avatar comes from Katara, who's the sensible one of the bunch, when a meteorite falls from Earth, and Sokka gives Toph, the earthbender, the space rock, and she's like, oh, am I the first person to ever earthbend space rock? And Katara's like, is it really earthbending if you're bending stuff from space? And I'm like, yeah, well, that's kind of the best bloody element, let's be honest.
Another spoopy series from my childhood, just that sort of didn't quite sit right with me, was Mr. Meaty.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Yeah.
Which, the worst part about one of those shows, and like SpongeBob was is bad for it, like it'd have the real gorilla in the animated show. So like,
Yeah.
like I remember the episode when the gorilla ripped SpongeBob in half. Mr. Meaty was in the same vein. It'd be like animated, and then it would be like meat.
Yeah.
They'd just get meat to be in it, and you'd be like, man, like I don't like when my cartoon just becomes.
I don't want it real.
I don't want to look at real mincemeat talking to me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I also don't want to see a man in a gorilla outfit in
Under the
bikini
water.
bottom. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, rip the main protagonist in half.
Too spoopy.
Too spoopy. Something I also just like maybe one more off the creepy train of scary animations was Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
It's more or less it was disgusting. And I used to kind of like it until I seen like a couple episodes. And I was mentioning this to you today. There's an episode where Stimpy's playing with his belly button, and then it becomes the adventure through his belly button, and it is disgusting. It's just an adventure through a guy's belly button, and
which doesn't sound like a good adventure.
It doesn't. It gets too inside of a cat. I think Stimpy's a cat.
Yeah.
Or a dog. I don't know. Maybe they're both cats.
Maybe they're a cat dog.
Oh, cat dog. Another great series from Nickelodeon, whose parents aren't a cat or a dog. It's just a monster from a mountain.
I did not know that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Interesting.
Do yourself a favour and look up cat dog's parents, everyone.
Speaking of parents, sometimes you can have some fairly odd parents. Another great show.
If I could have any wish.
Cosmo and Wanda.
And Poof.
And Poof.
And Poof. And Jürgen von Strangle.
And Timmy Turner.
Ah, the main character. And the girl that's now in it.
No one knows.
Well, it's the Fairly Odd Parents' newest season is one of the worst rated shows on Nickelodeon. So I've heard.
Yes.
Just the new season, not the original stuff. And a lot of people are like, oh, what do you mean there's a girl in it? You mean Vicky? No, not Vicky. I mean Vicky. Chloe.
Oh.
Chloe she now shares Cosmo and Wanda with Timmy because of there not being enough fairies for all the poor kids in the world.
Oh no! What a bad reasoning behind putting another character into the show.
Why having to add another female character to the show? We're feminists, Jack. We got to stick to the vein. We got to support them.
We do.
Poor Butch was like, no, Timmy's the main character. They're like, no, Butch, you got to put more girls in the show.
Come on, Butch.
Come on, Butch Hartman. This isn't Danny Phantom anymore.
No, it definitely is not.
But can we talk about Danny Phantom?
We can talk about Danny Phantom.
I'm going Ghost.
Going Ghost. Into the Phantom Zone.
The Ghost Zone.
The Ghost Zone.
The Ghost Zone. So that was one of the edgy, like, superhero cartoons I like, because like Marvel and DC have great animated shows.
They do.
But their heroes, like Justice League Unlimited and the Batman animated series,
yes,
stuff like that. And then you got like the Ben 10s that came in, and he was a hero, but he wasn't in that superhero verse. And then you had a Danny Phantom, who was like this alter ego superhero type.
Yes.
And you kind of got to like grow up with maybe another, like more of a childish perspective of what a hero could be. Because it's not Superman is nothing to us. He's an alien from outer space who's practically God. Pretty much can do whatever the hell he wants, except for this green rock that's affecting him. But then you've got Ben 10, and you've got Danny Phantom, who are just school-age kids being superheroes.
And it made you want to be a superhero even more than seeing like a Batman or a Superman.
Yeah, and they didn't have the tragic story that most of these guys had.
No, they were just like, I got powers because my dad's a weird scientist.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. My grandpa used to be an alien fighter, and then the alien that he used to date that's not my grandma sent him this watch that was going to be meant for my grandpa, but I found it instead because I'm my grandpa's grandson, and we have the same genetics, and I ran into it before he got to it. And now I can transform into aliens.
Wow.
Ben 10's plots.
Full season 1 synopsis right there.
Dip into Alien Force.
Hey.
Years later.
Just speaking, if we could quickly go back to some spoopy shows.
I got more spoops.
In the vein of Danny Phantom, sort of like that, sort of not too spoopy, but can be a little bit spoopy. Gravity Falls.
Oh, Gravity Falls, of course.
A fantastic show.
Yes, another show I'd definitely recommend.
Yeah, in the more recent years, it's sort of come about. But a show for all generations, I would say.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I still watch it. Watched it when it came out, and then I'm going to watch it for years to come. Yeah. I don't think it ever gets old. It's one of those kids shows that bridges on the line of quite adult themes with those like kind of like jump scare-esque things and eeriness, as well as a lot of references for older generations. As the guy who makes it, whose name escapes me, also works with guys at Rick and Morty. And I've mentioned to you earlier, when Grunkle Stan's doing a certain job with the portal, everything he's holding onto flies into the portal. An episode of Rick and Morty, all the things that flew into that portal fly out of Rick and Morty's portal, and it's just a background Easter egg. So like that kind of like a worlds collide kind of thing is this Disney program has Rick and Morty references.
That's great.
Which is that adult animation vein.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant, brilliant show. Many hidden Easter eggs, and a very thought-provoking and great mystery show as well.
Yeah, very much of a good mystery show if you're into not knowing what's going on until the very end. It's one of those shows. It only got 2 seasons, though, and that's all they needed. That's all they wanted. It's not Game of Thrones where, like, hey, here's more seasons. No, we want to finish it with garbage.
That's it. 2 seasons, done and dusted.
Yeah, they got everything they needed to. They got out before the studio could cancel them, like every other show out there. More or less every show I think on my list would nearly have been cancelled.
Oh no. Oh no.
No. If you can think of any cartoon across the board, it's probably been cancelled.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an oversaturated market sort
Yeah.
of thing. Like, there's just, everyone's doing a version of it. You've got your Martin Mornings, you've got your Cyber Chase, you've got your Totally Spies.
Got your Code Lyoko.
You got your... Great one. Great one. All in that afternoon spot, trying to fight for the title of Best Afternoon Show.
Yeah.
And there can't be all of them.
No, because not everything can be Nickelodeon Spongebob or Disney's Kim Possible. That's dating back a few years. Let's go Cartoon Network's current days, like Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball or
Let's
whatever
go back
called.
again. Your Cartoon Network's Johnny Bravos.
That's Boomerang level shit.
Your Samurai Jacks.
That was like Adult Swim.
That was a bit too
Spooky.
intense.
It was, yeah. So like Adult Swim was that cartoon era of edginess where it wanted to bridge into like adult themes in kids shows, but they were too scared to make the jump. Like you had The Simpsons, which was always quite charming, but then it was a family dealing with adult themes a lot of the time, or adult issues.
Yes.
It's like a lot of kids I knew growing up weren't allowed to watch it, which is really weird. There's always those kids.
There was also the episodes of The Simpsons where you would have the adult-only viewing, like Channel 10 would promote it as like adults only, and then that was just more intriguing for me as a kid, being like, are we gonna see Marge's tits or something? Is that what I'm gonna get tonight?
I'm gonna see a yellow tit.
Am I gonna see a yellow tit?
See a big yellow schlong.
Am I gonna see Homer's?
But I agree with you.
Yes.
That's why I remember Channel 10 would always like put on these adult themes and will be the warning, and I still to this day don't know what they were warning me about.
I think it was sometimes, I guess, like their Treehouse
Treehouse
of
of
Horror
Horror
ones, or even just, I guess, more adult sort of themes.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, really dealing with taxes today.
Taxes.
And we
God,
can't
not
know
for the
about
kids.
that. Not for the kids. It was a warning for us, like, don't watch this episode, guys.
No.
It's probably a Marge episode because it's going to be boring as hell.
Or too sexy.
Or too sexy. When she gets a boob job.
What an episode. Sexual Awakening.
Sexual Awakening. But yeah, like, in the same area of, like, The Simpsons, like, that, and then Family Guy came along, and other shows like American Dad,
Yes.
and Futurama, Bob's Burgers, or South Park.
The Cleveland Show.
The Cleveland Show. Like, all of them are, like, the exact same thing. It's like a family is your main cast, and then you just branch off from there. Okay, today's a Stewie episode.
Yeah.
Okay, today's going to be a Jean, Louise, and Tina episode, or something like that.
Episodes.
Best episodes. Like, it's just a family dealing with issues. And yeah, a lot of the time it's charming, childish kind of watches. Sometimes they bridge upon quite mature themes. Sometimes it's, oh, I lost my keys in my car. And sometimes it's some grandiose adventure across the world.
And sometimes it's both of those in one episode.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just doing the same.
Yeah. Sometimes you've lost your keys in your car, and then you have a dramatic adventure through that car, meeting quirky characters along the way. Great show. Fantastic show. Bob's Burgers is what we're referring to for those people not as knowledgeable about it as we are, because we watch it very regularly.
On the daily in this household. I'm a huge Bob's fan. But yeah, like, and then everyone kind of grew up with those shows though. Like I wouldn't even call it a kids show, but everyone's seen The Simpsons.
Everyone.
Love it or hate it, everyone knows the family. Speaking of families, everyone knows Family Guy. Everyone knows Peter, Lois, Stewie, Brian, the rest of them.
Whatever that last one is.
Meg.
Never heard of her.
And the big guy. He's the one they forget. You know, Seth Green, he voices them. That guy with the hat? No. But yeah, everyone kind of knows who, like, these household, like, maybe, like, so, like, animation domination styled cartoons. But then there's the kids' cartoons. The after-school shows. We go back to the Arthurs. We go back to the Kylus.
Hey Arnold.
The Hey Arnold. That's another Dick show. Great one. The Franklins. The Turtle, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the TMNT. They're more turtles. We even got, like, Scooby-Doo. Everyone knows a Scooby-Doo. Everyone loved to chime in for a 20-minute episode. Meet the whole cast. figure out exactly who the bad guy probably is.
And one hell of a mystery along the way.
A 20-minute mystery. That's all. It's digestible. It's, there's a pterodactyl man on the loose. This guy's kind of savvy with technology. It's probably him, the janitor, who has a background in nuclear biology.
And the guy that's giving me the side eye every episode.
It's probably Old Man Quivers.
I'll get you, kids. If he says that.
Yeah, it's probably him.
A bad guy.
Because at the end he's going to be like, oh, you meddling kids, if it wasn't for you. Whatever the line was.
I'd gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
You remembered. I just didn't want to get flagged for copyright.
No, God, no. Great shows. I mean, there's so many kids' cartoons. Another one that I want to mention is the Winx Club.
And can you go through that long list of casted characters?
The Winx. The true fans get it.
The true fans know the Winx.
Yeah, I'm talking about other shows that were very kid-orientated, but also sort of like bridge that more sort of like adult theme as well, like your Avatars.
Yeah, like some episodes, the original Avatar series before Korra came along, the second Avatar after Aang, it dealt with more of a serialized drama.
Yes.
It was more like episode 1 to episode 12. It was all congested within this world of what's going to happen. This is probably going to be the end game of the season. By episode 12, it's all sorted. Avatar, on the other hand, the original series was quite episodic. You'd watch the 20 minutes and it'd be a different world, a different town, a different adventure. We all knew where we were getting to. We wanted to get to the Fire Lord. We just had to get 3 seasons of other things happening. All quite connected, but all quite watchable on their own.
You can just flick on an episode. You could flick on The Great Divide.
Oh, funny you mentioned The Great Divide. Talk about really bad animated series' worst episodes. That and Omashu's episodes.
Great episodes. I love them. I love every single thing about them.
While on the gist of cartoons,
yes,
it's kind of the topic of the day.
It is.
Other programs and things that lots of movie franchises cashed in on, things like The Lion King,
yes,
or Barnyard,
yes,
maybe a
Penguins of Madagascar,
maybe a what's the actual movie called? Madagascar. That's what that's called.
The one.
That one. That cashed in on things connecting with Nickelodeon, Disney. I don't think Cartoon Network got to do that. I think they just did their own movies.
They just did it, yeah.
Yeah, they had their own cartoons.
Yeah.
They would then create these spin-off TV shows for the movies that were already quite hyped. Like Pixar, all these other ones would do like shorts on Disney. You've got...
You get your Shrek shorts.
Well, even Shrek got like his spooky stories or some crap. Like absolute garbage. But like Big Hero 6, that's what I was actually getting around to.
Yes.
Has like 3-season series on Netflix, which just follows the end of the movie. It's like, oh yeah, we kept being superheroes and living our lives.
Right.
And it was like, it's a great animated series. Do yourself a favor and watch it. If I'm mentioning it, it's probably great. But like, it's just then that kind of thing of like, The Lion King. It gave Timon and Pumbaa their own spin-off series at one point.
Yes.
It then came back years later. I only know this because Nick Jr. had it on, I'm pretty sure, or Disney Kids or some shit a while ago. And it was like The Lion Pack or some shit. And it was just like Simba's kid now doing some shit. And I'm like, even 101 Dalmatians, which was like, I don't know if it was animated on Disney first or if it was the movies first or if it was books first. I don't know. But it has like 7 different animated styles, including one that came out like a year or a half ago.
Great.
A whole new 101 Dalmatians animation.
They've got 101 stories to tell.
They do.
You've got to tell each character. You've got to learn about Spots
and Patch
and Dots and all those famous,
and Pluto and Clifford.
Yeah, and Goofy.
Goofy, classic, iconic. My Santa's Little Helper. He's another one. Scoob.
Yeah, Scoob. And Dewey, Huey.
Louie. Iconic. Yet another great series from Disney, because Disney do have a whole slew of amazing cartoons. We've spoke on Gravity Falls, but we did not speak of the likes of Phineas and Ferb or A Kim Possible.
A Kim
Possible. A great female lead right there.
Yeah.
Maybe a Jake Long American Dragon.
Ooh, that's a bit spicy.
It's a bit spicy.
It is a bit spicy.
It's a bit spicy to me.
It's a bit spicy.
Talk about a cool like concept as anime taking influence over on like Western media. Yes. Is that like Disney was like, oh cool, like maybe we can just make our main character's now ethnic. That's enough anime for me. Like,
That's bridging the gap between cartoon and anime.
his mum's Chinese or Japanese. His dad's American. American dragon, Jake Long. He's half American, half Chinese, Japanese. Also turns into a dragon.
That's all we need. That's going to get the
That's
Chinese
all they pitched.
market.
That's all they pitched.
And Disney was like, 5 seasons?
Maybe like 2 and then they got cancelled.
They're like too racist.
Yeah, so like, I mean, there was Foo Dog, he was just your black character who was a dog.
That's it.
And then there was Grandpa, not Uncle this time. Not a famous uncle like Uncle Ira or Uncle from Jackie Chan's Adventures.
No, God, no.
No, this was a Grandpa.
And also every time his mum walked on screen, a little dung 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 came on as well. It's really offensive, just like Sonic X.
Do yourself a favour and watch Sonic X, because every time Mr. Snucker's on the screen, we get a nice little Chinese gong. Every time he's on screen, every time he speaks, every single line that man has, we get a gong. You can make a drinking game out of it.
You would die.
You would die.
You would die very quickly.
But God, you'd have a good time. You'd be hooked on Sonic X, because you get, by the time you get episode 4, you get Sonic versus Knuckles.
Episode 4, you're also absolutely Yahtzeed.
Oh my God, I couldn't be any more switched. Somebody just looked in the corner and seen his Nintendo Switch. I couldn't be any more synced.
I couldn't be any more fry panned.
Than anybody more spatulaed. I did mention Kim Possible.
Yes.
I had a good rant about Jake Long, American Dragon, the token Asian marketed kid.
Yes.
Something that I do like. So Kim Possible became very famous, voiced by the sister from Even Stevens, whatever her name was again. Who cares? Became a very popular show because we had this main girl character. We weren't just going with a cliche guy main character. We got this amazing female who, let's be honest, was like John Wick.
She was kind of the biggest badass on TV. I think there were so many people at school that had that fucking ringtone as a text message alert, sorry.
Yes, the communicator.
Doop, 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 doop. And everyone
Still cool though.
It is still cool. But every kid wanted to be a Kim Possible. Everyone wanted to then date a Kim Possible.
Yeah. All the guys are just Unstoppables.
Yeah, everyone was unstoppable. And there was a few guys that were the little naked mole rat.
Yeah, there's a few Rufuses out there. But like, I say, like, Kim's like got this like John Wick mentality.
Yes.
It's like, it starts off, and I'm pretty sure like even the first episode, something happens somewhere. Draken's up to some kind of bad stuff. We don't need to know about their past. We don't need to care, because she jumps on a plane and this girl's like, oh, thanks, Kim. Thanks for saving me that time this time. I'll give you a free lift to Singapore because you rescued me that time. And like every episode's premise is that like, oh, hey, thanks for giving me a lift. That's fine. Remember that time you saved my life, Kim, or whatever? And it's like she's got this whole respect that we don't need to care about because we're just given this character and she's amazing. And we're like, cool, okay. We don't need any more. We don't need a backstory. Except we did get a backstory.
What was cool about what I also really liked about Kim Possible was like that there wasn't a lot of setup. It was just sort of that.
It got straight into it.
It's like, you know who she is just from these 3 scenes. Like, you know she's a secret agent. You know she's well respected. Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Let's have some adventures.
Yeah, like they just don't need to set up because everything we need to know is just kind of given to us and we have to accept it. It's like, and I mentioned John Wick because John Wick movie starts off with, oh, you messed with John Wick, you idiot. Everyone knows John Wick, and we're like, oh, everyone knows John Wick. I don't know him, but everyone seems to know him.
Now I feel like I know him.
Yeah, I know him. He's got a reputation, that man, just like Kim. Don't mess with Kim.
Don't mess with Kim.
Everyone knows Kim. She's a secret agent, schoolgirl, babysitter.
Yeah, but how do you reach her though, Shay?
Call her, beat me if you want to beat me.
What?
Is that the slogan?
Is that what they're on about?
Call me, reach me if you want to beat me.
No.
If you want to beat me?
If you want to beat me.
That sounds better than beep me.
Beep?
I don't remember now.
If you want to bleep me?
Yeah.
You want to censor me?
Don't censor me, Kim. I spoke of Phineas and Ferb. There's another creator. Then he also had another series. The guy that made it was Milo Murphy's Law. I don't know if you heard that one. Great series. It was just a guy who's Milo Murphy, and he's got Murphy's Law, which is like all the bad things that would happen kind of thing.
Okay, great.
Great premise. The guy always has bad luck. Phineas and Ferb, dial back there. 2 kids just want to have a great summer, so every day's got to be a fun day. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And these are all Disney shows, by the way. Girl who just wants to have fun every day, so except using magic.
Okay.
Like, that's like the joy of cartoons. You don't need much of a premise to set up everything. Same with Kim. She was just given to us and we had to accept she's a school-age secret agent.
It was also great because they would set it up in the theme song as well. So you would
Yeah.
get it, like if you could just tune in for an episode, you could do something like a Martin Morning.
You really fucking plug...
I'm bringing it back.
You're bringing back Martin Morning. Go on, talk about Martin Morning.
Every morning he would wake up and have a different adventure. What more do you need in a perfect show? Secret Agent and Vampire 2. Martin the Morning. It was iconic. Okay, I'm done. I just want to get one more Martin Morning plug. I'm done.
Any other plugs you want to chuck in there right now? You want to give Jackie Chan Adventures a shout out? Want to call out Uncle? Maybe the rooster talisman from that show?
Maybe the pig talisman with laser eyes. I don't know.
I don't
All
know.
of them.
Maybe George of the Jungle. Sorry. Maybe David the Barbarian. Want to give him a shout out?
Maybe him.
Maybe him. How about more Codename Kids Next Door? How about the fact that you haven't finished any show that you've ever watched? Let's talk about Steven Universe.
I'll get there. Settle down, mate.
I got upset. Finish Steven Universe, watch the movie, sing along with me in the car to all the musical songs, and then we can watch the season that came after the movie, and then you can say you're a Steven Universe fan.
I will.
The great cartoon we watched recently, Jack, was Over the Garden Wall.
Oh yeah, we do need to give that a very special plug.
We do have to give that a special plug.
That was an afternoon. All it takes is an afternoon.
All it takes an afternoon. It's a digestible 10-episode series.
It's on Stan.
If I could recommend any cartoon out of all one, I mean, like, I could talk about Rugrats, I could talk about My Life as a Teenage Robot, I could talk about Kim Possible, I could talk about Codename Kids Next Doors, I could talk about Scooby-Doo, Clarence, I could talk about The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I could talk about Adventure Time, I could talk about Bob's Burgers again, I could talk about Jake Long American Dragon, Jackie Chan's Adventures, maybe the Police Academy animated series. Who knows? Maybe anything from Marvel and DC. I don't know. Maybe the Harley Quinn animation from Amazon Prime.
Great show.
A great show.
Maybe
Invincible. That's another great one. But no, I'm going to plug Over the Garden Wall. That's my recommendation. As a cartoon watch, it's an eerie watch. It's kind of spoopy. And the best character's Arnie Whispers.
Too spoopy.
It gives the Bunk Bed Buddies... The Bunk Bed Buddies give this show a too spoopy.
Which is the highest rating we can give anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, genuinely a fantastic show. Very moving, very profound. Gorgeous to look at as well.
Gorgeous animation and a gorgeous story that kind of unfolds throughout the entire series. Every episode's kind of jumping upon a different factor, a different element of the world they're in, until you get to probably the end and everything kind of makes sense and you know exactly what you've watched. And then it's probably worth watching it again as soon as you finish, so you know everything that was happening the whole time.
That's exactly what Shay did.
It was that good. I watched it twice back to back.
It's a very rewarding show. It's a brilliant voice cast. Elijah Wood is the lead of the two brothers, and just every voice actor in this show is just absolutely amazing. So yes, huge shout out to that show. Definitely worth a watch. Would highly recommend. And our rating again is
Too spoopy.
Shay?
Laylee, that's my full title, yes?
Last week we played a game of games, a fan favourite.
Yes, a fan favourite.
We're going to play 5 Sauce again.
Mm-hmm.
5 seconds of songs.
5 seconds of songs.
But this time we are doing theme songs from cartoons.
Cartoon theme songs is what I've heard. I can't quickly just play my first one. It's not a joke at all. You ready for it, fans, before we actually get into it? You ready, Jack?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye.
Oh, I'm kidding. It's from Cars. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. No, we're playing 5 Sauce. And if you didn't watch last week's episode, please watch last week's episode where we talked about huge tunes. But no, we are doing theme songs this week from iconic cartoons. Hopefully we know them all. Maybe we won't. We'll find out and we'll see. Jack, have you got your first one ready?
I've got my first one up. We've mentioned a lot. We're going to just get through it. You know it. You love it.
Oh, it's the Ben 10 theme song. That's all you need. That's all you need.
2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
2 seconds. Ah, this game's so much fun. God, I could have sang that whole bloody theme song, Jack. God damn you. To the moon and back. This one goes out to all the cool cats out there who should do themselves a favour and watch this show.
That's some Gravity Falls.
Woo! Gravity Falls, great mystery show.
Brilliant mystery show.
One of the new age Disney programs, definitely meant for kids.
Yeah, brilliant. Hysterically funny. Shout out to Waddles. Ready for my second one, Shay?
I totally am.
Let's see how you go with this one.
It's Kylo. Is it the Weekenders? Ah.
Any idea?
I don't know. It all rings a bell. God, I wish I had more than 5 to 7 seconds that you may have given me.
I'm going to give you a little second. A little bit extra.
Boy stuff.
Girl stuff, boy stuff.
Is that what it's called?
Girl stuff, boy stuff.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh. I started singing the theme song. Just the name of the show.
It was just called Girl Stuff, Boy Stuff.
Oh, wow, that's a good one. It's been a very long time since I would have heard that one.
Very little niche one, yeah.
Yeah, here we go with another one. Straight from the world of the living, not the dead.
He's a phantom.
Oh, no! Why'd that happen at the 5-second mark?
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you were smiling already. You knew what it was.
It's a Danny Phantom.
Danny Phantom.
One of the first shows that we talked about. The tricky thing was doing this at the end is we probably discussed all the shows.
Yeah, but it's also worth it. And a lot of actual theme songs mention the show quite early.
Which is really tough.
Which is really tough. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Scooby-Doo for mentioning Scooby-Doo in the first second of the theme song.
Yeah, it's a tough little game, this one, because sometimes we've had the trouble last week of realising that sometimes they say the word in the song like within the first
way
couple
too early, yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, that sort of ruined my game I'm trying to work on, dudes.
Especially because they have to know what it is sometimes, or at least know it, and then then it becomes so hard they're making it too niche that they won't know it. And they're like, oh, I don't know this one.
I never heard of it.
Hit me up.
I'm going to hit you with this one. This is, again, another little, probably a tricky one.
Okay.
It was an after-school special.
That's going to be my weakest point. I was so young when I couldn't afford All-Star. Had to watch normal TV shit.
Ugh. Let's see if you know this one.
I am a dog. A dog that's...
Oh, it's not that space one, is it? No, it's the one with... It's the orange-haired girl.
No, it's
No,
the blue-haired guy and his pet, like, British dog.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many after-school shows I'm thinking of
Do you
now.
want me to give you a bit more of a snippet?
No, because I won't get it. As he's like an adult guy, isn't he? Not like teenage boy.
Yes, he is an adult man.
Yeah, and his dog just ruins his life.
He does, yes.
What's that called? Like Sparky the dog?
Sparky the dog. Would you like the answer?
Yes.
It's called Cornel and Bernie.
Yes!
Which is
Cornel.
Watch my chops.
Wow, that's such a like ABC classic.
Yeah, a really niche one.
No, like and I thought of two. I thought of Tracy McBeal was the orange-haired girl, and then the space dog show. They're like they were just in space, like
Cyber Chase, not
no, like humans migrated to space.
Oh,
and
Bing
they're
and
like
Bong.
It's Bing and Bong. It's Bing and Bong. Yeah, that's the one. We actually didn't talk about this much at all today, but it's iconic between you and me, and more you than me.
Yeah. Great. That's some Futurama right there.
Oh, it's Bob's Burgers!
Oh my god!
You idiot!
That's Archer.
I love that guy.
Let's have just a quick little chat about Futurama.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest TV moments happened on Futurama. Some great catchphrases from it. I think...
G&E, everyone!
G&E!
That's all I know it as. Last episode.
It was the definitive way to say it.
Yeah.
I would confidently say that Futurama was consistently better than The Simpsons.
Yeah.
But I think Simpsons has better standout moments. Like, I think Simpsons overall has better moments, but lost it over time. That's just inherently doing 30 seasons of a show.
Yeah, you run out of plot. Like, and the big gripe against The Simpsons was that it used to set the bar for storytelling, and now it pretty much relies on copying other media to tell its stories.
Yeah, it's a lot of references and modern day stuff. And,
yeah. But like again, Futurama was very much like an exciting adventure where you were in the year 3000, so it was a lot more fun to have. But me and you just watched the last season relatively not long ago.
Yes.
And we noticed a couple of things. Was that they had a lot of references to modern day. Mere mention of the Kardashians. is them referencing our current day media and not trying to create a futuristic world around it. They were just like, here's what we know.
Yeah, and just put their heads in a jar. They'll still be around, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we missed that episode.
I'm sure we'll still have the Kardashians. Ready for my next one, Shay?
I hope so.
There is not a doubt in my mind that you won't get this within 3 seconds.
Oh. It's Teen Titans. Performed by the same girls who do the Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi show.
Okay.
Power Network, another one. Did not go far. Bridged on anime aesthetics. This one is great, let's be honest. Performed by one of my favourite bands, and I actually didn't know they did this song. It's not Simple Plan, it's not What's New Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
It's not that one. No, it's a Bowling for Soup classic.
There's 104 days of summer vacation till school comes along just to end.
Is that the Recesses? Or...
No, it's not Recess. Recess literally just goes like dong 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 dong. That's all it is.
Oh god.
We'll just sit in silence as you try and figure this one out.
It's not like Rocket Power. Or...
No, it's not.
So the annual problem
sorry, I've seen your screen there. Sorry.
Oh, you cheater!
Phineas and Ferb, I never was really a big fan of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I guess that's when I was bringing it up. You didn't really latch onto it like it was a great topic to talk about.
Yeah, no, I respect it.
They built a freaking roller coaster. It was like episode 2.
It's iconic. But yeah, Phineas and Ferb, not really anything that was a big factor in my life. So.
Wow, I used to love Phineas and Ferb. It was they had every brain cell I wish I could comprehend I had. You've got another song for me by any chance?
I've got one final one.
You got one final, your last one.
Let's hear it.
Is that X-Men?
It is sadly not.
Can you give me a little bit more? I was thinking about X-Men Evolution the entire time. I was like, oh, it's gonna take a while to kick in.
Would you like me to replay it?
Yeah, give me another go. It's not Jackie Chan Adventures. Fuck you. Stop you. Jackie Chan Adventures with Uncle, best character.
Yeah, Jackie Chan Adventures.
Shout out to Uncle.
Shout out to Uncle, best character.
And the Rooster Talisman.
So good.
Wow, I hate you so much. So, of more iconic theme songs that I had to axe, you know, ones that weren't technically live action, Bear in the Big Blue House and the Thomas the Tank theme. I axed Kim Possible. Thought it'd be too easy.
Yeah.
Especially because it has that annoying communicator noise to it.
Yeah.
What's the sitch? I also am axing the likes of the Backyardigans. Did you ever watch the Backyardigans?
I don't think I did.
Oh, wow. It's like now I think it's like TikTok famous for was TikTok famous for just songs they would use in some shitty videos that people would make.
Okay, great.
But follow our TikTok. We're great.
Hey.
But no, I'm gonna finish things with an iconic one. I hope you get it because it takes a while to kick in.
DuckTales?
Yes! Life is like a hurricane.
Here in
Duckburg. Oh, wow. The mere mention of DuckTales just makes me go woohoo.
Woohoo.
Name of the first episode.
That was a great game, Shay.
Thank you for coming. Shout out to Kylu.
You're getting to be a big
I'm so happy that Kylie got through his cancer.
Oh my god. What a beautiful story.
It was hard watching a story about a chemo patient child.
Well, hibbity-bitty-bitty, that's all, folks.
Was that all? Was that the end of the day?
I think that's it.
Can I go to bed?
You can.
Cool. Nighty night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
It's 3 a.m. here in
The man.
LA.
Yeah, oh my god, we're shooting in from LA.
You know that time flies when you're trying to have a good time and talk about cartoons.
Hey, title of the episode.
Totally episode. My cheers goes out to Butch Hartman.
Hey, cheers to Butch Hartman.
The creator of Fairly Odd Parents and one of our favourites, Danny Phantom. And we like to sign off every podcast. I've been Shay, he's been Jack, and ka-chow for now.